of here before his lordship returns.
It was nice. Good food and drink. Lots of guests. Not enough pretty girls for my liking, though. It's a lot better here in Trotsky.
Let's hope the bride doesn't
Why
hear you.
wouldn't they when it's true? It'll be bad, I tell you.
I don't know. Seems to me it's always the same. Bad.
Well, it'll be even worse. Look, there's a rabble running rampant over the countryside. Well, I ain't so sure about that when I hear what you're saying.
Wedding like.
It was nice. Good food and...
Oi,
Can't you see I'm...
I ain't seen you here.
I'm Henry.
It's great to have some new lads.
Oh, aye. Henry, I wouldn't want to repeat about...
Me neither.
I'll just finish what I'm discussing with Magda and I'll be right with you.
Are you also helping Wojtek's uncle?
Sure, and I'm sure Wojtek...
I wouldn't want to...
Thanks a lot. Are you on some kind of mission?
You should thank me for not... And now come and give me...
That's...
So I went to see my brother, and talk about the
Well, best to drop it. Unlike my opinion about their majesties, someone might really take an interest in your opinion about the Chamberlain.
You're not wrong there. Whatever worries he has, if a fella treats folks like dirt, it ain't really...
I'm sorry.
Your brown nose is neither. While we're on the subject of the castle, have you seen where it's been described?
That's that.
Climbing up there.
I suppose he likes to enjoy...
I finished hauling the...
How should I know? They told me to think up some job for you. I...
I'm a bloke.
Oh,
Aye.
then you might tell you so far. And there's only...
All right.
How many...
Well, it depends.
All right.
But
I...
one.
You'll find...
All right.
And now and winning. Lads! This here itinerant of my new...
Where's that fool of a blacksmith? damn wretch. Where's that fool of a blacksmith? That damn wretch.
All finished.
That miserable blacksmith. Where is he now? That miserable blacksmith. Where is he now?
Look down upon our Captain Thomas with a father's love, and upon all who suffer. But that Christ.
What's the matter?
Because of that. The lock on my How am I to be?
How can...
How do you... And then he...
But the...
I know.
I
I wouldn't be...
Can I help?
No.
Sure. As it happened.
It's in...
Yeah, but...
Never mind. What a day. I burned the roux in the morning, and then the girl told me we're out of venison. I don't know what that gamekeeper's up to again. Actually, I do know, and it ain't nothing good. And now this. 3 years that lock is broken, and 3 years that good-for-nothing has been promising to fix it. But no. After all, I'm just a stupid cook fanker who's always nagging and won't leave anyone in peace. But if I didn't nag, there'd be nothing done in this godforsaken castle. You have to kick people's asses here to even get them out of bed in the morning. The lazy bones. Pfui!
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Here it is, that damn chest. 3 years I've been telling him. God's truth. Thank you kindly, young man.
Do you know how...
You can't, usually, that is. Only now.
I understand.
Take care then.
You're not permitted to be here. Surrender at once.
Easy now. I surrender.
You can't say you weren't warned. You'll pay up and show me whether you... I'll be right there.
Look.
What are you talking?
Look, we're both men.
Where are you going with this?
It's like this.
No.
They're really good. Well, this yarn's at Hein, and all of us... That girl made... Aye.
All right.
Thank you kindly, young man. If you want to get a bite to eat, stop by the kitchen.
Sir, I want to ask you something.
You? Christ. First you cause mayhem at a noble wedding, and now you go snooping around.
I noticed, sir, that something is troubling you. I could help you.
How could a vagabond...
Sir, I might not look the part.
Don't waste...
Spéciés de keep it, sir. Looks can deceive. As it happens, I've read many Latin and other texts. For example, the...
Well, you really...
Anyway, I'll examine...
Yes.
Tell me, Master Ch, does it hurt all the time?
No, not all the time.
Uh-huh. And these attacks, have you noticed...
Well, it's worse when I get...
And does it get worse in all...
Yes, it's usually...
Did you get advice from anyone?
Well, I talked to us, so I went to...
Yes?
It's a little awkward.
Master Chamberlain, I'm...
All right. The professor spoke at
I would expect so.
well, that I should get more when there's a full moon. I go.
Really?
No, but they'll.
I understand. Tell me, sir, what do you usually eat?
Well,
So,
yes, and pate.
I see. With your permission.
What?
Don't worry. I'll...
When it comes upon me,
Your eye.
no.
Do your hand.
Well, I'm not the young.
Sir, I'm afraid you have a stomach ulcer. If it's not treated, you could even die.
Good God, what should I do?
The main thing is a strict diet. You have to eat boiled white...
Gruel?
Yes, like the common folk.
What? I mean, what?
That's the way. Oh, and I'll get you a herbal potion. I know exactly what...
Can't you get me that potion right now?
I don't have the required remedy. And unfortunately, I don't see how I can brew it here. I don't have the necessary equipment.
You're free to use the surgeon's apparatus in his study. It's upstairs in the crone. That's the second tower.
I think so. But I was told to stay only in the...
Trouble? I'm the one who has...
All right. Besides caring for your mortal coil,
What do...
I think I could pray for the greatest Christ... And you have a very...
Father Nicodemus takes care of that.
I'll go and get something.
Good.
About...
Well,
Yeah.
Well, what?
No.
You're a... He's all just between...
Thank...
Gee,
She...
again.
She...
Jesus.
I'm...
There's the... just...
Sure. I brought you...
That, and you...
You?
Exact... All right,
What did...
you're...
Well... Sure.
Very...
What...
You're...
Well... Not...
But I'll... Suit yourself.
Completely you. God be with.
I was...
No.
No.
Huh? But there's one
I could...
you could.
Sure thing. Here it is.
Sharp without your.
And... Understand.
Any.
Isn't he all...
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Would you have...
And what?
I want to...
The ch-
And did he...
and.
Oh.
Oh.
What does that mean?
That then.
Indeed. What was...
A cert.
I'll be going.
Aye. Farewell.
Tell me then, what did he give you for?
You'll have to wait. I've been here for ages. And have to go on duty.
Let me pass.
All right then.
Don't worry. I suppose you're...
Damn right. Like, or at least a bit.
I can see...
Hey,
You might be... Oh. I can try and...
haven't you got...
Not really.
Go and look. I'd go myself.
I'll figure it out. Why don't you go to the other...
Are you daft?
I'll be going.
Go.
The first bell. Another 11 to go.
You!
Who are you, actually?
Me? I'm just cleaning here.
And what were you doing at the pond, then?
I thought we straightened that out the last time you bothered me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's your name?
What's it to you?
I'm Henry.
Well, that's nice for you.
And you are?
I already told you. I'm a maid here.
We both know you're lying. The question is, why?
Says someone who was just sitting in a jail cell and will end up right back there if anyone calls the guards on him.
They let me out. I have to work off my sentence.
Really? Here. And what kind of important work would that be?
The Chamberlain sent me. He needs something for his stomach.
That slimy toad? If he doesn't watch out, his stomach will be the least of his worries.
Well, you look like you know your way around here. Maybe you can help me.
Why should I?
I'm not stupid. You've no business here. You're snooping around in the surgeon's stuff and God knows what else. It could land you in trouble.
Oh, yeah? How?
Well, for instance, I could take something here. Don't forget, I might be slaving here today, but tomorrow they'll get fed up with me and they'll probably kick me out by morning. And you'll still be here. So it'll be on you. For sure someone saw you coming here.
And you too, no?
Well, there's quite a big difference between you and me. The guards don't pay much attention to me, but you...
I get it. Sometimes it's an advantage.
And sometimes not. So, to the point.
All right. If it's medicine you're after, the surgeon has a store across the corridor. There's all sorts of junk there, but there's one chest where he puts stuff that he hasn't used up. He locks it carefully, but you might get lucky.
And what if there's nothing interesting for me in there?
Then tough luck. But you can go and have a look at his records. That crackpot writes down everything he does. Maybe he gave someone something that might be of interest to you.
All right. Thanks.
And now get out of my way. Simple maid like me has lots of work to do in this castle.
I'm still not...
Yeah, that would be...
right.
Sir, about the...
Yes?
I have exactly what... Sir, I'd recommend that you take this digestive potion to settle your stomach. Take it after every meal. And don't forget, a good diet, and do not get upset.
All right. Thanks, then.
And now you ought to go and lie down, sir.
Lie down? Me? Ha! Without me, this place would grind to a standstill.
Sir, medicine isn't enough. You also need rest. Otherwise my potion won't have much effect.
Oh, all right then. I'll try it.
And another thing. I don't want to bother you, sir, but I have a question.
Yes? What is it?
Couldn't I go and pray in your chapel?
Ah, that again. Good heavens. Go where you want, boy. I'll inform the guards.
Thank you, sir. The second toll for Hans.
I'll be with you. Christ, pardon me.
Pardon me for disturbing you, miss.
If you want to pray, go somewhere else. The chapel is closed. Unless you're a priest. Which I presume you're not.
No, I'm not. My name is Henry.
I'm Adela, Thomas's sister. What is it you want, Henry?
I need to talk to your brother.
No chance of that. He's been lying in a fever for 3 days. And the surgeon is away with Sir Otto. Unless he returns soon, Thomas won't be talking to anyone ever again.
I heard that your brother is lying in a fever, so I brought something for him that might help.
Really? I don't know what to say. And I was against dragging Thomas to the chapel. I felt it would only burden him more.
God moves in mysterious ways. We ought to administer it to him quickly.
Yes, of course. His fever is getting worse. If this doesn't work, I don't think he'll last long.
Vigilant. These days we have all sorts of vagabonds, drifters, outlaws and bandits roaming the country. And we have one of those vermin here today. A fella called HANS, who is clearly not right in the head. A dangerous madman, a brawler, and a thug. The worst of all, a poacher! And so, for the damages he caused to our dear Lord Otto von Berghoff, he is sentenced to be hanged by the neck until dead!
Stop! You can't execute this man. He's a noble. Captain Thomas here will testify that we're messengers from Rattay.
What is this nonsense, for Christ's sake?
It's true. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein.
Deal with it, for God's sake!
But, sir, the captain...
Captain Thomas has a fever. He's clearly delirious. Seize them immediately.
You can't do this! I'm a nobleman, do you hear? A noble! Get your hands off me! You can't do this!
Lord.
What the hell is going on?
It was just it's a hanging.
You can't hang him. He's a noble.
That's for me to judge. Take him down! And for Christ's sake, help me off this horse!
You may enter. His lordship is expecting you.
So, you're messengers from Rattay, huh? I was wondering when someone would turn up. All right, then. Let's hear it.
My respects, Sir Otto. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, and this is Henry of Skalitz, my escort.
Welcome to Trotsky, gentlemen. I'd greet you standing up as befits, but I'm glad I can even sit at the moment.
I heard you were ambushed by outlaws.
You heard right. Those bastards did a job on me. And I got out luckier than most. Almost all the others were killed, including my page and my surgeon. So there is no one here to heal me, and I will have to inform poor Albert's father that his son died in my service.
I hope your health will soon be restored, sir.
We shall see. But now, you tell me what happened here in Herrgottsnamen. Why did my chamberlain try to hang you, Lord Capon?
In truth, the welcome we got from your Master Chamberlain was somewhat... how shall I put it? Well, it was somewhat unexpected. I must say, it was the first time I had a noose around my neck, and it wasn't the most pleasant experience.
Please, accept my apologies, sir. And that of my chamberlain, too. Is that not so, Ulrich? I must say in his defense that he had my orders not to admit anyone to the castle, and to be cautious.
I understand, sir. At home, some bandits got into Tamberg by subterfuge, and it cost us a lot of effort to reconquer it.
I'm glad you understand. Anyway, let us leave this misunderstanding aside and get to the point. As far as I'm aware, Rattay showed no interest in negotiations before, either with me or with the League of Lords.
True. Our houses have thus far stood on opposite sides.
I should say so. Attacking Brno and Jihlava together with that renegade Sokol of Lemberg hardly inspired our sympathy. But let us leave that aside. Tell me, what does Sir Hanush have on his mind? I am all ears.
Unfortunately, during the ambush, we lost the letter we were carrying, so you'll have to make do with my word of mouth.
All right. Go ahead and speak.
In brief, Sir Hanush, Sir Radzig, and other lords take the view that the situation has got out of control. And that's of no benefit to anyone in Bohemia, neither Wenceslas's supporters or the League of Lords. King Sigismund's actions will not lead to instilling greater order than under King Wenceslas. Quite the contrary.
Let us say that maybe. What arises from it?
Sir Hanush and the other lords on our side are interested in knowing what the stance of the League of Lords is at this moment, and whether they haven't perhaps reevaluated some things.
In other words, whether I might betray Sigismund.
Well, betray is a strong word. We came to you, Sir Otto, because you're the leading voice of the League of Lords. I expect there are also lords among your ranks who are considering how to find a way out of this sticky situation. And for the Kingdom of Bohemia, it would certainly be better if our paths were to join rather than parting.
Your companion speaks like a diplomat, Sir Hans. However, the question is whether it's possible to join fire with water and end up with anything but nasty smoke. Nonetheless, Sir Hanush and Sir Radzik are right. There is disorder and anarchy in the land. Bandits riding roughshod all over. As we all know, to our cost.
We've had plenty of experience of that at home too, sir. Only a short time ago we had to deal with a similar band.
Then you will surely understand that before I begin debating who would be the better king, I must sweep my own doorstep. Only I'm damned if I know how to do that, since those bastards have wiped out half of my garrison, including my captain.
If I may be so bold, sir, you're not the only one. We also have a score to settle with them, so Henry and I will gladly help you.
Is that so? Now that is what I call the words of a knight, Sir Hans.
Right now, we've got a common enemy, so we have common interests too.
So then, sir, may we be of assistance to you?
Indeed you may. Perhaps in the end we may really find some common ground. I need to muster sufficient reserves to deal with those outlaws once and for all. I'm summoning my vassals here to Trotsky. And since I don't have many men left to send as messengers, I will gladly accept your help.
Just say the word, sir. Where should we go?
You'll go to Nebakov, a small castle, or rather a fortress among the cliffs. The yeoman there, Jaromir Nebak, is an old hardhat and may not be very willing to fulfill his obligations. It would be useful if an eloquent noble like yourself visited him to explain him clearly why I need his whole garrison.
Is that all, sir?
It's no simple task. Knowing Jaromir, if I sent a common messenger, he'd come back with a boot print on his backside. Dealing with the lower nobility can be tricky. They tend to be fixated on their own somewhat fragile status.
Who is this Lord Nebak?
The lord of a smaller house with not much in the way of estates, just a fortress and lands, but he also owns a mill that provides a significant part of his income. His children are grown up. His daughter married well, thanks to Sir Otto. His son is away from the domain, dealing with duties. Sir Otto helped him to acquire an official position. In short, the House of Nebak is more than beholden to Sir Otto for his magnanimous help and support.
Thank you, Ulrich. Nevertheless, I suspect Jaromir will not be keen to charge into battle. But that is of little consequence. He has a few good men who will be useful. That will do us. If he delivers, I will regard his obligation as fulfilled.
What should we do if he's unwilling to heed what we say?
His house has always been loyal to mine. And it has always been more than worth their while. So tell him that I would like it to remain so. I do not expect any great obstacles, but it would be wise to show Sir Jaromir respect by sending him someone of status. He will take his time over being persuaded, and then concur, as he always has done.
I'll get to him somehow, sir.
I expect nothing less from you.
Is the route safe?
As I said, the fortress is in the wilderness amongst the cliffs. There are many places where outlaws may be hiding, so watch out.
Don't worry, sir. I have Henry here by my side for such situations.
We'll take care of it, sir. Count on us.
All right. We'll head out as soon as possible. Let's not delay our diplomatic mission unnecessarily.
Very well. I think that is all for now. The Chamberlain will show you where you can put your heads down, and he will supply you with horses. And once we have resolved this little digression, we shall talk about your own mission.
Thank you, sir.
May I ask something, Sir Otto?
Oh. Ask away, young man.
When you were ambushed, did you see those bandits? Would you recognize any of them?
Henry, don't start with that again.
Why do you ask?
The thing is, when we were ambushed, I believe I saw among them one of the men we ran up against at home.
Oh. What did he look like? Do you know his name?
He's called Istvan Toth, a Hungarian noble. He wears black armor. A stocky fella, around 40.
I've already told you that's nonsense. How would he be here? You only saw him from a distance, from behind. You're imagining it.
And why does this Toth interest you, young man?
He was the leader of a band that made trouble for us in Sasau. And he has something that belongs to me.
Ah, interesting. Interesting. But I must disappoint you. I saw no one of that description.
Thank you, sir. And sorry. I had to ask.
I understand. And now I shall entrust you to the care of Uri here. And I shall look forward to the good tidings you bring me from Nebakov. Go with God, gentlemen.
Thank you for everything, sir. The Lord be with you.
There will be time enough yet for social niceties. Now there are more practical matters to deal with. Sir Otto has generously agreed to accommodate Lord Capon in one of his chambers. And you, Henry, shall also be accommodated, as befits your station. There, your equipment shall also be returned to you, and you'll find your horse in the stable. Nevertheless, his lordship takes the view that, as a noble's escort, you should have a befitting mount. And therefore he has kindly decided that you may take one of our horses, if you so wish. Gentlemen, follow me. So, Sir Hans, allow me to...
Hold on, Sir Ulrich. If you think everything is settled between us, and we're going to act like nothing happened, then you're mistaken.
Sir?
You were going to have me executed a short while ago. I expect a proper apology.
Then please accept my apology once more, sir. But given the circumstances...
Given the circumstance? What circumstances?
Sir, poaching is a capital offence.
And are you the king? That you can hand down death sentences? No, you are not. What's more, you had plenty of reasons to realise it wasn't a good idea.
Sir, I could not have realised that.
You couldn't have realised? Yes, you could, but then you wouldn't have been able to play the Lord and stage private executions.
Sir, once more I apologise. And now, please allow me to show you to your quarters.
I wouldn't dream of inconveniencing you. I'll find my quarters by myself. Henry, once you're done with that annoying fool, get your horse and we'll meet at the gate.
Well, it seems Lord Capon will not be requiring my services anymore today.
Please excuse him. He's been through a lot, as I'm sure you understand.
It is understandable, of course. I was just hoping that our relationship would be a bit warmer after that, regrettable misunderstanding. Nevertheless, welcome to Trotsky, the finest and biggest castle you shall ever see. Rumor has it that the castle was built on the jaws of hell, and that we're sometimes plagued by demons here. But don't believe a word of it. It's just idle talk to excuse the servants' laziness and incompetence. It's demanding enough keeping everything here running smoothly without any of that. It requires a man of exceptional qualities and talents. By the way, this place is a maze for strangers. It's very easy to get lost.
So what? Somebody hit him in and chucked him into the water. But the river there has a powerful current. The dead man had been floating down the river for at least a week without anyone noticing.
The jail cells are down there. But I believe you are already fairly well acquainted with that part of the castle, aren't you?
Seems like you're in a good mood. Ulster's not troubling you anymore.
I'm better, thank you very much. But you can keep that little matter to yourself. Here it is. You'll find a bed inside, opposite the door, and a chest where we put your belongings. You'll find some new clothing there, a little gift from our gracious lord, to ensure you're not mistaken for a beggar again. Once you're settled in and properly dressed, stop by the stables. They're beyond the gate, down the path. Ask for Kabat. He was supposed to prepare a horse and tack for you. Or tell him you'll keep your own if you insist. Then he'll give you proper tack at least, so you don't disgrace us.
Thanks. I'm grateful.
As you should be. So, you and I are finished, and I can finally attend to some proper work, so this castle doesn't fall on our heads.
Here you go. Take it. Here, mutt. Here you go. Take it.
What would you like?
How long have you been serving in Trotsky?
Why'd you ask?
I don't know much about this place.
I'm not much of a talk. He's served here since the days.
Show me your... I'd like to discuss the... Here.
Well, well. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir. I'm glad you found what you were looking for. Looking for, sir?
Good doggy. Good boy.
That's just what we need.
Exactly. We'll have to talk to the others this evening and decide what to do. It can't go on like this.
Enjoy the peace and quiet while it lasts.
God bless.
See, that's what bothers me. When it ain't like this.
What'll it be?
Show me...
Thank you, and a good day to you, friend.
Christ almighty. Ah!
Christ, it's hot out.
Well, then I'll be happy to help. I've got plenty of bloody work to go around. Coffee with me. Blessings to you.
Excuse me?
Go and get your horse so we can get going.
I heard some interesting books from Prague have arrived at the castle. There's one I'd like to borrow. A sand-coloured cover.
Yes, several rare and astonishing. But why are you interested in an...
I've heard there are some every alchemist is in dogged pursuit of wisdom.
Perhaps you know more. Well, I'll have to disappoint you. And the one you're looking for, he left with it before I... All I remember is the author's... And I'm fairly benevolent, but he's had it borrowed for an
I'll have a talk with Nick Vard and find out what the problem is.
You think I haven't tried? But since it seems Nick Vard... I've warned him repeatedly, but Nick Vard is old and stubborn.
The price of such a book must be incalculable. People like Nick Vard are too dumb to understand.
But as I said, Nick Vard is in... I've managed to find 3 people...
I reckon those aren't the only...
I'm surprised that he's ever spoken to any... Nick Vard is a loner, now that he's decided to... But I'm afraid that's all I've managed to find out. Since Lord von Berko...
I'll help you. I'll ask...
Many thanks. If you want...
Before I go...
Who, exactly?
You said Nick where at the castle?
Nick Vard lives like a... His chambers are in the Crone's Tower. He took his meals... Lately, I've often seen... Or... Looking...
So I just have to hope...
Nick Vard always just... I'm not surprised you can't find...
Where is Bertha?
Bertha cooks for us in the Crone's kitchen. If you can't find her there...
Where is Regina?
As Lord von Berkoff's personal maid, she'll likely be... Perhaps in the Knight's Hall.
Where is Hirsch, the stable boy?
I've seen him with Hirsch at the He sleeps in the house directly...
That's everything I needed.
Bless.
Greetings.
I'm looking for Nick Vard. The scribe told me you...
Well, I'm waiting for Lord... I brewed him another phial of meds. I told him to stop by for another one.
Nickvard needed med...
I can't say.
Oh, come now. Nickvard misplaced an important book somewhere. A sort of alchemist cookbook. I need to find it.
I remember the recipes by heart.
Listen, Bertha. I truly respect your honesty. I'm in the service of a nobleman myself, and I know what's expected of us in cases like these, whether it's Nickvard's illness or political machinations over the fate of our kingdom. Both carry equal weight when spoken about behind closed doors, I'd say. I stand by my principles in matters like that.
Lord Libac's troubles can hardly compare to what you're talking about. It's really quite a trifle in comparison.
So you'll tell me then?
Well, it's a common potion for a bellyache. Just better tasting. It helps your meals go down easier and come out slower the other end. In that regard, Lord Libac, everything came out...
Nickvard didn't have time to run down the stairs, eh?
It was in the privy down below the crone. By the training ground, below the guardhouse. I helped him clean his hose and made him the medicine. And I promised that I wouldn't. Lord Libac is quite particular about the... That's why he didn't use the privy near the maids' quarters. Though it's closer to... But this time, it caught up with him.
Is that all?
What else is there to say? It happens to the best of us. And I told him as much then. And I must say, he did look...
I don't know if this is going to do...
Well, you...
Thanks anyway.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Greetings.
Can we fight?
As you wish.
Nah, I don't...
How many opponents?
Nah, this is...
If you say...
Ah!
Ah! Enough! That's enough!
You want to try me?
I give up.
I surrender.
So, how did you...
Sir Otto hired me in Prague as his bodyguard and a swordmaster for the local... I reckon he sensed he was in... A band of scoundrels was lying...
Why do they call you Black Bartosz?
It's just a nickname, of course, because of my... Once you win a few tournaments, they give you...
So you're really a high...
Indeed. I'm Bartoszek of...
Oh, sorry. I suppose...
No, there's no need for... A man should earn a name for him.
You must have been honoured when the Royal Chamberlain chose you as his bodyguard. How did...
That's simple. I
see. But what brought you to his attention? You have good connections, I suppose.
Depends what you mean. It was there, Sir Otto. I'd heard of Trotsky. Sir Otto spared...
How was your company ambushed?
It was well planned, I must admit.
And what went wrong for them?
Hard to say. Maybe we were just lucky, and God was watching over us.
That's all there was to it?
If you really want to know what...
What do you mean?
It might have come down to a single... Like I say...
Sorry, but we're about the same age, and I'd never...
We each have our own path, it seems. I even studied at university, while I could still afford...
What?
I wouldn't go that far. I dabble in... I may come from a noble family, but... And I didn't have one.
You became a mercenary?
That's right. I spent more time fighting...
Where did you learn to fight?
I've dedicated the last 5 years of my life to...
I'd like to see the world.
Well, I haven't been all that far either. Fortunately...
I hope to make it to...
If you do, go and see Master Lamprey. He's a man of honor.
I'd like to look...
Certainly. As you can probably... Our grandfathers did. I'll be happy to show... As you wish. The first thing is to... These are... Now come and... All good?
Go and get your horse so we can get going.
Lord be with you. I'm looking for Nickvard. The scribe told me...
Hey, Nick. I suppose his task wasn't so...
What task?
Nick Libac. He's a castle lord. But then I heard what another castle... He says there's a war on.
I need to know more about what Nickvard...
No.
I understand.
A sword.
Sword? What sword?
A long and very... If you bring it to me, forge one, maybe from one of the guards.
Steal a sword?
Not a spy who wants my servant. Once I get a sword...
You wanted a...
That's perfect. I don't think you're a...
What about Nick?
Nickvard asked me to do something for him. He must... Either way, Nick looked troubled and not very healthy. And I told him I would. At least, but then Nickvard clutched his belly and ran...
That's all?
Aye. If you run in, I'll be going into war soon.
I'll tell him.
The day of rest.
Good to see you.
I'd feel bad if I wasn't.
Greetings.
I hope you keep it up. Even so, you should slow down a bit.
Greetings. What do you need?
Do you know where I can find Nickvard?
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nickvard and me. You don't, but when I need him to read... I'm sorry.
I was asking about...
Aye, I heard you.
I can.
In that case...
Show me. Dear Mistress of the Chambers. What is it?
Oh, what I wouldn't give to get messages from someone else. Say, Lord Capon. Never mind. Read on. Though I reckon it interests you more than me.
Persevere. We shall soon escape the dungeon of those two women. Cursed fate, however, has placed an obstacle in... The heat of the Lightbringer's potion is working, but when the last remnants of old age...
How much?
Not much. My damn clumsiness has sent all of the Lightbringer... But fear not, I shall get them. May this be the first task on the road to your... That's it. True enough.
My,
But what does it mean?
I suggested to him it wasn't proper for a noble to have an affair with a maid. But then he found what he calls the Lightbringer's potion. So I suppose...
I know the book he's talking about.
Look, can we stop talking about this? I feel a little uncomfortable.
I need help.
No!
About that lost alchemy book.
Please tell me you found...
Not yet.
Tell me what you've learnt, then.
It looks like Nikvar brewed some sort of potion. He told Regina it would restore his youth. But he must have spent a lot of time on the privy at the training grounds below the... When he wasn't shitting or writing notes to servants, he asked Hirsch to bring him something, and then he vanished without...
What do you think about it?
You said that Nikvar had a habit of carrying... It's possible it fell down the latrine while he was shitting by the training...
That actually sounds... Go there and look.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Cheers.
Greetings.
So, Master Chamber...
I don't want to hex it, but I'm a lot better.
That's good. It's a...
I'll be careful, thank...
While exploring...
Ah, yes. Captain Thomas and his men were... At least we know what here. God be with you.
You must be Nikvar, eh? Poor wretch. Sand-coloured cover, embossed. That'll be the book Crazel wants. But it's quite ordinary. Apart from being covered in shit.
Greetings.
Did you hear about what happened at the Big Wheel?
At the mill?
Yeah, the place by the Jehorovka Street.
What then? Has the
This property belongs to someone else.
What do we have here?
Greetings, sir. Does the name...
Yes, but I haven't...
Nick Vard is lying dead. He apparently overestimated his strength.
Are you serious?
Is there any work? Demons?
Quiet! But yes,
You mean horned ones?
Do you know any... But I suppose...
You want me to at least tell me...
Ah, you... War, the car, the...
Let's get...
Our cooks, Ossiner, the good for now. We have to...
What did you...
We usually accept...
Lord... How long did...
And then, I'm sure the question...
I'm ready. Could you...
Very well. But don't... I let the... If anyone...
You said so...
We've all... Which one would...
I reckon...
If I believe... But don't... God be with you.
I came to tell...
Where did that mad...
He's dead. Poisoned.
My God. Did you report...
Yes.
That's good. What about that book?
With regard...
You know what? I couldn't care less about that cursed turn. Forgive me.
I'd like to... What are you interested... What kind...
Rare one.
What does the royal...
I understand, lad.
Yeah, exactly.
Sir Otto von Berg... He manages...
Why does Sir Otto...
Because that's the seat of Prague. Prague, if you want to... Mortimer...
Excuse me.
And what else?
But now he's...
Jobst has changed... Wenceslas... Yes, indeed. He might...
Why doesn't Lord von Burgov free our King Wenceslas?
It's politics.
I understand. Why did they take our...
That's... And when young... That's why he...
I reckon the High Note...
You're damn right. That started a protracted war. But King Wenceslas... He preferred to... It was only a matter of time. A year ago, they got together... They secretly...
So von Burgov...
Not at all. I think that's what...
Who are among...
Who do you think? Oh, the most powerful are Henry of Rosenberg, Henry of Hraditz, Boresh of Riesenberg,
But we serve Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Exactly. On the contrary, boy. It's only
I hear there...
Again, is anyone...
Oh,
That's the only thing that...
what do you think...
Occasionally, even Greg... The devil, how do you...
Like a hairy...
Like something out of the Codex... Anything else?
Lord von Burgov.
It's a thankless job.
Are they really so...
They've been a new... Call him whatever you want. That hellish bastard...
I can't imagine...
But he's so... Many...
Why don't you...
The cast we have...
I'm sorry.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift. The Chamberlain...
You're damn...
Nothing.
I'm sure if the Chamberlain...
Of course.
I'm glad.
Give the. Tell me what.
You know the inside, the play.
All right.
Nothing to your liking, sir?
Dropping out his trouser legs.
I'll get you.
I'll rip your arse open! Clear off! Ow! Fucking mutt! I've been waiting for you!
Show what you're made of! Die for that, you bastard! A death for a death! Swine! You pay for that! I'm all yours!
You.
What? Why should I believe you?
Please. Just surrender, and I'll spare you.
Show what you're made of!
Taste my steel!
Mercy! Leave me be!
Surrender. It's not worth it.
All right. I surrender.
Finally, you've come to your senses. I didn't come here to kill you.
No? Then what the hell do you want from me?
You need to get out of here and never come back.
Why? Why would you let me live?
Thank Jules for that. He asked me to spare you. Unlike the rest of your mates.
That old git. So, Semin got to him after all. Well, it was to be expected. I knew there would come a time when we'd be standing on opposite sides. But for him to put a good word in for me like that... Thanks, lad.
Don't mention it. But I'll need your shield as proof.
Right, here you go.
And another thing. Jules told me he sent you to take a look around here. Did you find anything left over from the ambush?
Unfortunately not. Everything of value was already gone. A few fellas were still searching the place.
Wait, you caught them there?
Aye. There were some sort of guards. One of my men followed them all the way to their camp. Here in the cliffs, over the pond.
I've come across it already.
Unfortunately, that's all I can tell you.
No matter. But you'd best get out of here. You can't show your face here in the region again. Otherwise you'd land both me and Jules in hot water.
Silly doggy.
God be with you.
Greetings. How do things... Sami, the horses, each one in any... Some of them, some can... And if you get...
Mutt, look what I have for you. Here you go. Take it. That's bloody deep.
Greetings to you. You have a kind master, eh, Doggy?
What? What the... Oh. Well, never mind. I thought something was going on here.
Which king would that be? I don't know exactly, but when the king commands, his subjects have to obey, don't they? You didn't...
Godwise.
I have the...
Well,
I had a peek inside.
You'll find out soon enough. This really... But why is it all covered in...
Let's just say it actually wasn't under it.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Well...
So what now?
As long as...
What bird? I'm tired of flying back and...
Believe it or not, it's time. You go ahead.
All right, then.
Careful.
Good evening. What do you need?
Well, of course.
I'm sorry. Careful. Quick. God!
Quick! Die! Quick!
What'll happen now?
Our last supper.
Crazel, please.
And rob myself. Tell me yourself. What do you think?
Like all...
He knows you now.
I do tend to do that, true enough. Bonnie will start today. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like... We found 2 new pots, so it's...
Not yet. That's the fun.
One more word.
Calm down. Tell him. This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for... But, so you wouldn't go...
The miller here calls it tactic.
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked with the help of Hermes...
Exactly.
Magnum opus.
I see you've learned something after...
Let's see then, Henry. What is it you've...
Some kind of weapon.
Well, Henry's not too far from the truth. Actually, he's pretty spot on. Although weapon, let's start at the beginning. My father was a miller as well, even as a young boy. And my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best as soon as I grew up and...
So you went to...
Why not? My father... I met him, but in the end, most of the students, as was my...
So they kicked...
I didn't get the most important...
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of combination and I returned to the...
Keep it short, Crazel.
You're the one. Once I tried mixing sulfur, I almost shit myself.
So I was right.
No!
I couldn't
So he and... But we just... And we...
Only we didn't. And...
Some fella called...
Feuerwerk.
We can believe our...
And you...
It's a discovery that will... All it takes.
And what will happen?
As I said, Blackbird, now, we'll see...
Before... This book...
Everything you'd want. And a...
Do you...
We do. Not even...
What is it you're going to do with this...
During wartime, if we had a...
All of us here...
What is it you...
I was supposed to be...
God has... I was supposed...
You know, I've always...
How did a scholar and...
Prague is a big city, and a poor learning to...
I've heard enough. Now I want to...
Let's do...
Indeed.
Looks like it ain't working.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.
As long as you listen...
Black powder? Would never have expected that.
Imagine, that monarch of ours...
That dog of yours?
Just that I was wondering, and now I'm not... Hey!
I didn't.
But you said...
It was clear to... I figured the
Anyway,
sourdough.
well, but as you've risen, take...
What about...
I don't know. Not so...
I do.
Say... All right, so...
Thanks for the...
Here.
God bless you, sir.
Good. Anything?
Not really.
Are you still...
Do you want...
Come on.
All right.
Here's the... Good.
Aye, farewell.
Jesus! Right! Shit!
Look what I have for you.
What then? Has the water sprite been up to his mischief again?
Oh, he...
Stuck in a wheel on Sunday. You're kidding. Who was it?
Some vagabond.
God rest his soul.
What's new?
Nothing much, lad.
So how... All secret in
My great... I believe that my...
Sounds interesting.
Sorry, Henry. I had... You know what? What if you... I even made...
So maybe you could...
It's no longer...
Crazy.
In the good... You're not going...
Who's had
that?
Well, I hope you... You really... A golem...
Not exactly. I studied, but they work... Nah.
So for the...
I'll do it. I'm going to get... That's up to Lewis. You know...
That's... Now I mean...
The idea... Maybe it... But if...
I know where to...
Indeed. Excuse me.